Become a professional American Red Cross certified lifeguard today. You must be at least 15 years of age, be able to swim 500 yards nonstop, retrieve a 10-pound weight from the bottom of a pool, and pass a written test. Lifeguard training classes are signing up right now. For more information, call 664-3018. That's 664-3018.
The game of football. How does it impact every American person every fall season? Families follow their children, they play, they cheer them on. Youth coaches are asked to do more than just be a coach. And participants want to have fun and play. Well, today the Cleveland Muni Football Varsity Division that had over 400 teenagers, 18 teams, ages 12 to 14, will play for their league championship here today between two outstanding teams that have been to championship games in many seasons. Some of them that you will see play today will not play again in the Muni Football League, as they will move on to high school football in 2018. The two championship teams that are in today's game are the George Monroe All-Stars and the CMHA Renegades will defend their title. My new partner and the league director doing dual duties, Jason Dunn, joins me today in the house at Collinwood Athletic Complex. Jason, when you're looking at the varsity level, it's the premier of the Muni Football League. What can we expect to see?
Well, what you can expect today from these two programs is, I think even with the elements, you should see a high-scoring football game. You got two teams that can really push the ball down the field in the passing game and who also do well in the run game.
And then when you look at the two teams, we'll start with our defending champions, the CMHA Phil Cullum Renegades. They'll be in the white and the maroon. They come in the number one offense, 181 points, number one defense, did not give up a point the entire season, and they come in with a loaded team. But what did the Coach Hardaway tell you before the game were the keys to the game?
The keys to the game for Coach Hardaway today is just getting out there and getting at it. They want to try to eliminate turnovers, take care of the ball offensively, and they have to get those big boys up front moving the defensive line.
And when you look at this varsity team, Hardaway comes in with some pretty good key players at that. And it starts with the running back and the linebacker, number one, Deion Floyd.
All right, Deion Floyd is last year's championship game MVP. Deion is a kid who's got exceptional vision. This kid can get outside, and he's got the speed to take it the distance every play. Deion also runs track for CMSD in middle school. He's the 100-yard meter dash champ, and a 200-yard dash champ. When you look at the quarterback position, you got Marvin Conco. Marvin Conco he's a crafty quarterback. He's the captain of this team, and Marvin himself has accounted for nearly 1,000 yards for that program this year.
And then when you look at the Phil Cullum Renegades, they come in with 3 playoff wins convincingly over the Umoja Jaguars, 28-8, over the Browns, 32-0, and the Gunning Gators, 44-6. But they run into a team that you can call them the Cinderella team if you want, the surprise team, but play big in the playoffs, the George Monroe All-Stars. Yes, they're number 2 in defense, and they're going to need the defense to keep them in the game today. as they only gave up 12 during the regular season. And their veteran coach, James Bullock, he's been here before. But what did he tell you about his team and what they need to do here today?
Yeah, when you talk about surprise teams, it's all about the finish. And we know in sports, it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. You turn things around. Now, what Coach Bullock said was the defense must contain CMHA speed. They got to force turnovers, and they have to get off the field defensively by getting 3 and outs.
And then when you look at their key players, they start with 3 all-stars, and it starts at the quarterback position. He's going to need to take care of the football today. Number 6, Zaid Abdullah.
Zaid Abdullah, he's a smart, poised leader. This is another kid who makes sound decisions when he's got the ball in his hands. He can really push the ball downfield, and whenever the offense breaks down, he can take off. You look at the tailback, number 3, Thomas Poindexter. Now, Thomas Poindexter is the emotional leader. He's a hard-nosed runner, and he's hard to take down. When you look at that offensive line, who's leading that package, number 55, Javon Terry, they called him the man-child. This is a kid who can really push defense around and open holes for Poindexter. And now you look at the tight end position, who's also an extension of the offensive line, Tylen Bogan. He's the best receiver on the team. He's the possession receiver. And when you talk about controlling the clock and moving the chains, he can really get it done.
You know, Jason, when you use that word man-child, I remember talking to Coach. You got to explain this to me, Coach. When he went and told me, he said, Tim, it's simple. You got a child playing like a man, that they dominate the game. We've got a lot of kids in this level, and I've seen throughout the year a lot of high school coaches are following this division.
We get a lot of high school coaches here every weekend. When you look at the premier division in our league, we look at the varsity division. These kids right now are being prepped to go to high school, and these coaches are now taking notice, and they're out here trying to look for that next wave of talent.
And again, when you're looking at 2 outstanding teams, and as we mentioned, there were 18 teams when they started back on August 27th, their first game. Come down here to Collinwood, and they're going to deal with some chilly weather. They tell me it's 39 degrees. That's showing up on the marker, but we'll add a wind chill factor in there, and I can guarantee you it's close to 30 degrees. And we'll deal with some possible drills as we go through to the ace game. But again, as you can see, the teams are lining up. And when we come back, we'll have Joe Wise and the player introductions right after this timeout.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Right now, we'll go over to Joe Wise for the player introductions. Joe?
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Collinwood Complex for today's varsity championship. The participants in today's championship game, starting with the CMHA Phil Cullum Renegades. From Charles Mooney, 8th grader, number 1, Dion Floyd. From John Hay, 9th grader, number 2, Davion Oliphant. From Cleveland Central Catholic, 9th grader, number 3, Donald Jackson. From Miles Park, 8th grader, number 4, Antonio Patterson. From Alfred A. Bennett, 8th grader, number 80, Eli Carrington. From Cleveland School of Arts, 8th grader, number 6, Daryl Bedingfield. From Mount STEM, number 7, James Sawyer. From George Washington Carver, 8th grader. Number 8, Marvin Conkle. From E-Prep, 8th grader. Number 9, Raphael Williams. From ICANN, 7th grader. Number 10, Darian Fair. From Campus International, 7th grader. Number 11, Javen Jackson. From John Marshall, 9th grader. Number 12, Justin Ransby. From University of Cleveland Prep, 6th grader. Number 13, Cameron Williams. From E-Prep, 7th grader. Number 14, Lawrence Tinsley. From Case Elementary, 7th grader. Number 21, Julius Robinson. From Alfred A. Benish, 8th grader. Number 22, Tyler Stafford. From Alfred A. Benish, 7th grader. Number 23, Christopher Davis. From Northeast Ohio College Prep, 9th grader. Number 31, DeLorean Murray. From Eastside Art Academy, 6th grader. Number 32, Timothy Baldwin. From Tremont, 7th grader. Number 33, Dadwan Diamond. From Antioch, Sardinia, 8th grader. Number 34, DeAnthony Harper. From Clark Middle, 7th grader. Number 20, Arnaz Weems. From Ginn, 9th grader. Number 53, Norman Hubbard. From Robert Jameson, 7th grader. From Metro Catholic, 8th grader. Number 52, Christian Thomas. From John Marshall, 9th grader. Number 54, Javante Floyd. From St. Martin, 9th grader. Number 55, Devell Adams. From Miles Park, 8th grader. Number 56, Torian Hughes. From St. Stanislaus, 8th grader. Number 98, Xavier Jones. From Sunbeam, 7th grader. Number 80, Kenneth Fleshman. From St. Adalbert, 7th grader. Number 81, Jesse Hayes. The Renegades organization's coordinator is Dwayne Browder. Football coordinator, Michael Mason. Head coach, Michael Hardaway II. Offensive coordinator, Greg Pruitt Jr. Defensive coordinator, Eli Williams. Special teams, Dennis Jackson. Also coaching, Doug Connell. Number 48, 6th grader from Alfred A. Benish, Kilaja Tugar. Ladies and gentlemen, your CMHA field color Renegades. Now introducing the George Monroe All-Stars. From Orange, 8th grader, number 2, Michael Mitchell Jr. From John, 9th grader, number 3, Thomas Pondexter. From Roxborough Middle, 8th grader, number 4, Tylen Bogan. From Brookfield Middle, 7th grader, number 5, Micah. From John Gray, 10th grader, number 6, Abdul. From Performance Academy, 7th grader, number 8, Dwayne Broadnax. From Charles Elliott, 8th grader, number 9, Brian Brazel. From Woodbury Elementary, 6th grader, number 10, Terrence Williams. From Lee Eaton Elementary, 6th grader, number 11, Israel Petit. From Miles Elementary, 6th grader, number 20, Sean Dillingham. From Harvard Performance Academy, 8th grader, number 21, Tyrez Smith. From Charles Dickens, 8th grader, number 24, Desmond Sames. From Warrensville High, 9th grader, number 32, Travion Partee. From Warrensville Middle, 7th grader, number 34, Derek Mitchell. From Menlo Park Academy, 7th grader, number 44, Justin King. From East Tech, 9th grader, number 55, Javon Terry. From St. Benedict, 8th grader, number 56, Virgil Satterwhite. From Robert Jameson, 7th grader, number 58, Joseph Lewis. From Archbishop Light, 8th grader, number 80, Brian Clark. From Maple Heights Middle, 7th grader, number 88, Jamari Black. From Dyke School of Arts, 7th grader, number 99, Lewis Terry. The All-Stars organizational coordinator is Michael Monroe. Football coordinator, James Bullock, also head coach. The coaches are offensive coordinator, Anthony Miller, defensive coordinator, Sandy King, Brandon Hughes, Reggie Jaggers, Mike Pace, and Paul Sains. Our medical personnel on the field for today's championship game is Patty Garrett. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
We are moments away from championship action in the varsity division between the CMHA Renegades and the George Monroe All-Stars. But first, we're going to take a look at the officials that are going to be calling today's game. They're certified through the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Again, this is a veteran crew. And again, they've been working the games all season long. On the left is our head referee, Rick Beard. He's 16 years graduate of West Tech. The umpire, Leroy Suarez, a graduate of Lincoln West. The head linesman, Jameel Kuntz, he's in the middle. He'll be a graduate of Shaw. And Pete LaCastri, our line judge, he is the 1970 graduate of Brush High, 34 years. He's the senior member. And Mel Parker, 15 years as an official, will round out the crew. He'll be the back judge. Some outstanding officials, but Jason, they're going to deal with a few modifications in some of the rules. Some of them are basic. Let's take a look at some of the rules.
Okay, in the varsity division, we're dealing with 12 through 14-year-old kids, 180-pound weight limit. We operate by the National Federation of High School rules, 8-minute quarters with a regulation clock. We're dealing with 4 timeouts per game. In the event the game goes into overtime, each team receives 1 timeout. Kickoffs this year is a change we made in our kicking game. Is now from the 50-yard line. The scoring breakdown is 6 points for a touchdown, 2 points for a safety, and you also get 1 point for extra point conversion if you run it in or pass it in, 2 points if you kick it in. Ball is punted. In the event that you do get a safety, the ball is punted or kicked from the 20-yard line.
And again, going from your screen, kicking off for the George Monroe All-Stars will be Tom Poindexter. Again, he's also, you'll see him kick some extra points, and they tried a field goal with him during the year. So again, sit down and enjoy it from Collinwood Field. We are underway. Deion Floyd with the catch, and he's coming down the sideline, and he could take it all the way, right off the rip. All the way back. Touchdown, CMHA.
You know what, Tim, this is something we talked about when we was pointing out the key players, and the one thing we described was DeAndre Floyd's speed.
And again, Deion Floyd, a young man from Charles Mooney. He's only 14 years old. And again, you're talking about a Merit Roll student. He was the MVP last year, and he's sure putting a dent in it right here. You can see he just flat out got to the outside, and he outran everyone.
And Deion picked up a few blocks, and once he hit that sideline, he had a wall of blockers and nobody in black in front of him.
So the Renegades strike quick and early here. And there you're looking at him, Deion Floyd, the young man. And they'll try for the extra point here. And again, if they make it, it'll be worth 2, folks. And it looks like it's
the
number
kick
8.
Is up,
And
it's
it
good.
is good. So the kick by Marvin Conkle. And during the year, he's kicked 3 extra points, and this will be the 4th. So they take a commanding lead. And again, Mike Hardaway, as we mentioned in the open, he comes in with a veteran team. They've been here before. They know what it is to win here. They get off to a great start. And the question now will be George Monroe. Will they be able to hang in there, keep focused, because that was one of the concerns.
And Tim, I visited the locker room before the game, and I talked to Coach Bullock, and the one thing he was concerned about was falling down early.
And again, you can see right here the CMHA team ready for the kickoff here. We're just underway at the first quarter from Collinwood. And number 82 is making sure they got the right numbers. Everyone's set.
And that's Eli Carrington setting everything up for the kickoff. Back deep is Thomas Poindexter.
They'll pick it up at the 20. He's hit a goal. He's got one man to beat. All the way back to midfield. And again, George Monroe with a great return by Tom Poindexter. And he was brought down by Eli Carrington and Donald Jackson.
George Monroe will now take over 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line.
7:39 to go. The starting offense for George Monroe. On the line, Jamari Black, Justin King, Lewis Terry, Javon Terry, Dwayne Brodniks. At quarterback, Zaeb Abdul. We'll give you the rest right after the first play. First down and 10. In right behind the right guard and brought down by number 31, DeLarn Morey. And again, Coach Bullock had talked about he needed to control the tempo. Pickup of about maybe 1 yard.
And this is something that Monroe wants to do. They want to come out there and try to establish the run game. And I can see Thomas Poindexter having 20-plus carries this game. They have to move the ball and control the clock.
The running backs for George Monroe, Tom Poindexter, Michael Mitchell. Wide receivers, Therese Smith, Desmond Sains. Again, they were ranked number 8 in offense, averaging 13 points per game.
Great cut.
Again, a nice run up the middle.
And he's pushing the pile.
So he'll pick up about 6 more yards.
You look at here, Poindexter. He started off right, made a little cut back to the left to the middle of the field, and he had a host of tacklers. He drugged him for an additional 3 yards.
So third down. We'll call it about 3. They're on their 43-yard line.
Now right here, third down and short yardage situations, George Monroe really likes to do the play action pass and like to hit the big tight end, Tylen Bogan. So look out for him on this play. We got our first penalty of the game. The initial signal was a false start on the offense.
You could tell that they were trying to run that quarterback sneak and catch him off guard. But they got the quick jump. This hurts him right here.
False start, offense. 5 yards, still third down.
You know, when you get in short yardage situations, especially on third down and get penalties, you know, those are just drive killers. And now you start off from a 3rd and 3, and now you go back to a 3rd and 8. That kind of changes up the playbook for you a little bit. So we'll call this 3rd down and 8.
Handoff.
Off the left side.
Nothing doing right there.
May have got a yard on the play.
And again, on the tackle, Ralphio Williams and Deion Floyd.
All right, so they pulled some linemen around. You had coming around her, you had number 55, Javon Terry, leading the way. And, you know, Poindexter's going to have to earn every yard this game. We're looking at a real stout Renegade front. And on 4th down, they're going for it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Declared kick.
So not good on the special teams. And again, let's talk about the punt rule, why it happened. We saw only 2 people rushing the outside.
All right, another modification we made this year was in the punt game. On the punt, you can only rush 2 outside rushers coming from the defense. Those guys have to declare. The offense must declare the intentions on whether they're punting the ball or going for it. Once the ball is snapped back to the kicker, if the ball is not fielded cleanly, the ball is returned to the line of scrimmage, turnover on downs. When the ball is kicked cleanly off the punter's toe, the only way the ball can be advanced by the return team is to catch it clean in the air. If it hits the ground, it's a dead ball.
Well, now we're going to see the #1 offense in the league, the Renegades, take over the ball on their own 49-yard line. Marvin Conkle will lead them at quarterback.
Michael, go. No.
We'll give you their offense right after the first play here.
Single back trips to the right.
Get up there, Mike.
And they come up and shoot the gap. And a big hit. It looked like number 2.
That was number 2.
Michael Mitchell. So CMHA trying to run here, Coach.
You know what? Yeah, Michael Mitchell, he just beat that offensive lineman. He beat him at the point of attack. He got back there, and Deion Floyd had no choice. I mean, had no chance.
The Renegades offensive line: Bennington, Murray, Floyd, Hubbard, and Jones. And we have our second penalty of the ball game. We'll go down to Rick Beard and find out what he has.
Dead ball, false start, offense. 5 yards, still second down.
So second down, we'll call it about 16, 17 yards.
Marvin Conco at quarterback, offset to the right. Deion Floyd.
Looks to throw, catch him on the outside, one man to beat. And again, big yardage and a first down for the CMHA Renegades. Poindexter and Mitchell had to come over from the linebacker spot.
And that was a good pitch and catch from Marvin Conco to his receiver, Antonio Patterson. You know, it's just a quick little screen out there, one-on-one. He beat his man to the edge, and he got down there for enough yardage for a first down.
So first down and 10, 4:04 to go. Looking to throw. They're going to try to hit him deep. Well, he went up and got it.
And that's again to Antonio Patterson for a touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, you take a guy with that size and then a quarterback with that arm, that explains why they're #1 in offense.
Hey, Marvin Conco had time in the pocket. The offensive line did a great job of protecting him. The running back, Deion Floyd, stepped up, made a block. He delivered the ball. End result, touchdown.
And you can see they had the height advantage over the cornerback. So they'll try to kick the extra point here, and they do. And this time it is no good.
No good.
So with 3:54 to go here in the first quarter, it's all CMHA Renegades 14, George Monroe All-Star 0. And folks, while we got a moment, we want to pass on some notes to you. First of all, we want you to be a part of today's telecast, as we will be selecting the outstanding offense and defensive player of the game. We'll see if you can match our stat crew. We also have a special presentation at halftime, and Jason Dunn will be presenting that award. And again, I think it's something that's a tremendous thing they've started to do here. But the other thing we want to let you know, folks, we're going to be passing on some free information about free recreation programs that are taking place now in all your recreation centers. I would suggest have paper and pencil ready so we can give you those numbers. So number 82, again, will be kicking off for the CMHA Renegades, Eli Carrington.
You know, lined up deep for George Monroe. We have the middleman, Thomas Poindexter, number 3. And we have a penalty on the play.
They're going to call offsides on the kicking team.
Kicking team, free kick.
Special teams have played a role here for both teams.
And joining Poindexter back deep, we have number 2, Michael Mitchell Jr. And we also have number 6, Zaid Abdullah.
Come on, Virgil, block somebody! Wait, hit somebody!
Downfield, Poindexter 20.
Reverse field, he's back up.
Tries to break to the outside and hit from behind by number 14.
And that's another solid return for Poindexter. You put the team up near the 40-yard line in good field position to start this second drive.
It was Lawrence Tinsley on the stop. Again, Poindexter showing the athletic ability with the running ability. So it'll be 1st down and 10 on their own 40-yard line. So they've had good position.
Yeah, Monroe has to go out there right now and try to establish a drive and move the chains. They don't have the same big playability that the Renegades have, so they just have to eat away at the clock.
Handoff right up the gut, right behind their left tackle. They ran behind Jamari Black.
And those were enough hard yards for Thomas Poindexter.
We'll take a look at it here.
Quarterback bobbled, almost fumbled it, but you know, that was a great way of keeping your eyes downfield, securing the ball, and still fighting for almost a 2-yard gain on the play.
2nd down, we'll call it 8.
And we have a penalty on the play.
You know, Jason, I got to ask you, these false starts, kind of unusual to teams. I got to believe this 30-degree chilly nervousness kind of adds to it.
You know, it's cold out there, it's wet. The nerves of the game, you know, you got to think that these kids are nervous. You know, the game is being televised, it's a big stage. You have a packed house, the crowd is loud. So once they settle in, it'll be a cleaner game.
It's going to roll.
Play action pass.
Wants to throw. Caught in a nice open field tackle right there by CMHA's. And it looks like number 2. Tavion Oliphant from John Hay, a 9th grader.
You know, and this is something that they pride themselves on, play action pass. And, you know, even though it's a short game, you want to see, you know, a few completions. You want to see some positive plays, and hopefully that can lead on to a string of positive plays. So right now we're looking at 3rd down and long, 3rd down and probably about 13.
And again, they got him spread out. Got to think they're looking pass here.
Zad Abdullah sets back. Oh, and nowhere to go.
I'll tell you what, that was a concern of the coach, offensive line blocking, and now you put yourself behind and they're just coming right after you. And Javante Floyd and Jarrell Bedingfield with the sack. Now it almost puts George Monroe in an automatic punt situation.
Yeah, you know what? We had a collapse in the middle of the offense. You look at Justin King, number 44, Lewis Terry, center, and Javon Terry, right guard. You know, these guys got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback upright and secure in the middle of the field.
So they are in punt formation. Kicks it downfield. Hits someone. Thought it hit someone. Maybe not. They down it right there.
Yeah, not the swing and field position you anticipate when you're punting the ball. So once again, the Renegades will start off on offense in good field position.
So 1st down and great field position for the Renegades. They're now at their 36-yard lines with 1:06 to go here in the 1st quarter.
All right, coming out in the I formation, Marvel Conco at quarterback, number 8. Deion Floyd, number 1, set back deep with a fullback in front. At fullback, you have the 8th grader, number 9, Raphael Williams. And we have a timeout.
So a timeout called by the CMHA Renegades. And when you we talk about we're close to the holiday season, what's new going up in recreation as football winds down, and no better time to go to the hardwood floors. Yes, it's basketball time at the Cleveland Division of Recreation. They're now signing up teams, both girls and boys. And again, if you're interested, you need to go to your local recreation centers. Again, the uniforms are provided, and all the instruction and everything is taken care of. It's just a matter of going in. Now, you cannot play school ball and play rec ball. That's the only restriction. If you're interested in boys basketball, you can pick up the phone right now and call 664-3535. And if it's the young ladies you're interested in their travel league, it is 664-2014. So Jason, first quarter 106. Again, you know, this was one of the quarters that traditionally the Renegades have come out early and scored well all season long. Not a big surprise.
Yeah, the Renegades really, they're a team that always gets off the fast starts. The Renegades have scored the most points in the first quarter, you know, and they pretty much keep the steam going moving into the second quarter.
So first down, we'll call it 10. Handoff right up the middle. And a fumble! And it looks like they recovered it right there.
And that was number 9, the fullback, Raphael Williams, who they had just checked into the game. Big hole up the middle there.
There's the ball popping out.
And that's the do-it-all player for George Monroe, Thomas Poindexter on the tackle.
So second down, we'll call it 5.
Back from the eye.
And coming up with a big hit, it was number 2, Michael Mitchell. We've been calling his name all day today. Big first quarter for Michael Mitchell.
And, you know, going over to the left side this time, the fullback, number 9, Raphael Williams. If he would have made that block, Deion could have probably cut up, but by him missing that block, you know, the left side of the defense collapsed him in the backfield.
So third down, they may not get this off. And they don't even realize that the clock.
Zeros on the clock.
There it is. So that brings us to the end of the first quarter, where the CMHA Renegades lead 14-0. And again, when you're talking about free recreation programs, one of the best kept secrets in recreation is there is a free meal program that's taking place at all Cleveland recreation centers. All you have to do is be a student in school. You can go to your local recreation centers, usually between the hours of 3:30, 5 o'clock. There'll be free meals that are available for all children that attend school. You must be in school. And again, it's what a great opportunity. You can go to your rec center, you go there, send them there, get something to eat, do a little studying, recreate. And again, it's a great opportunity for the kids to really have a good time. So again, take advantage of it. And again, contact your local recreation centers. Jason, your thoughts about the first quarter and how it's gone so far?
Right now, everything's in favor of the Renegades right now. You know, they're controlling the ball offensively. They've already got big plays out of the special teams unit. Defensive line is doing a phenomenal job right now up front with stopping Poindexter. Monroe's really got to, you know, find a groove. They have to establish the drive and they have to pick up first downs. So at this point, you know, they're not eating up enough clock and they're not controlling the line of scrimmage.
So it'll be third down and 4. Again, Marvin Conkle, the quarterback. He's going to keep it, and he's going to take it outside, cut it up, and he's going to head for the corner. Touchdown, CMHA.
And there you go, your league-leading scorer in open field.
I'll tell you what, when you look at Marvin Conkle, he kind of makes you think twice about it. I don't know if I'd want a part of it, but the young man has done quite an amazing thing here today. And an excellent student of school. He had 13 touchdowns during the regular season, 10 points, and that's why he led the league in scoring.
Marvin Conkle accounted for 116 points in the varsity division this year, which is unheard of.
They'll set it down, the kick. And no good. Again, I think I got to give credit to the Muni football officials when they started insisting on the punt and the kick, making it safe but encouraging it, because it really is a lost art in football where coaches don't really spend a lot of time on actually punting and kicking the ball. And this has really been something that's been able to happen this year in the 2017 season.
You know, with the changes that we made, it made it where the coaches can spend more time on special teams. What you can see today, all three touchdowns, the Renegades have lined up for extra points and actually attempted to kick the ball. Teams are spending more time punting the ball, which is leading to we had a lot of big plays in special teams this year. Due to kids getting under the ball, fielding the ball, setting up walls, things you didn't see in the past.
And again, at halftime, folks, we'll have a chance to talk to both head coaches to get their views. And you can see from the very beginning, I think Coach Bullock felt that if they could establish the running game, kind of control the clock, that would put them in a great position. But now, with them falling behind, it really makes it tough on them. So kicking off again, downfield, picked up, and actually picked up there, Poindexter, and he's going to take it up to the 27-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 for the George Monroe All-Stars.
Yeah, you got a long field in front of him now.
So first down and 10. Again, you've been watching TV20 the past few weeks, and we're right around the holiday time. Much more Muni football action to come. Next week, we'll be going into all-star action with the Muni Football League, where you'll get to see the Termites. Again, those are 6 to 8-year-olds, league all-stars.
Got a toss.
They came up, and they know they're just playing with so much confidence. Coming up and making the tackle was Bedingfield.
Right now, Monroe's coming out a little flat. All the energy right now and all the momentum favors the Renegades at this point. Just settle down, pick up the blocks, make the game easy.
Well, I'll tell you, looking at him now and seeing him at a close range, you can tell they not only are tough, this CMHA, but they have the quickness. And I don't think you're going to be able to run outside on them. So you're only really limited to be able to go after them and hope your line in the inside can pick up a few first downs that way.
And I agree with that. With the team speed the Renegades have, you just got to run right at them. All right, back in shotgun formation, quarterback Zaida Padula. He's got his motion man, fake a jet sweep, right up the middle.
Nothing doing. He may have got back to the line of scrimmage.
Number 3, the running back Thomas Poindexter. He had a big hole there, but he lost his footing. We had a lot of rain overnight this morning. So the field conditions out there are still pretty slick.
You can see the little slide right there. And again, Coach Bullock taking a timeout, trying to, I'm sure, settle him down, see if we can establish something here. But third down 17, 6.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And folks, you are seeing what they've been talking about all season long in the Muni Football League. The CMHA Renegades, you have teams come by once in a while and you say, man, that was one heck of a team that year. This will be a team that they will talk about for years and years beyond, the CMHA Renegades varsity team.
And this Monroe team is no stranger to being an underdog. This team has really come on strong down the stretch. I got a bobble snap. Mistakes are just starting to mound on for the George Monroe All-Stars. It seems like every time they get into a third down situation, it goes from third and manageable to third and long. So now you're looking at a fourth down and very long.
So they're going to punt right here.
So lined up deep for the Renegades, we have number 10, Darian Fair.
He got under it, number 10. Dropped it right there, but give him credit, he fell right on the football. So the Renegades will take over the ball on the 39-yard line. Just under 6 minutes to go here.
And right now for George Monroe, like I said, you know, the team has to wake up. The coach took a timeout last drive to try to settle the troops down. So what better way to try to gain some momentum than making a play on offense and on defense?
Absolutely. And they've been able to do that all season long. Defensively, they were ranked #2 in the league. But they have run into a buzzsaw, as you would call it.
Have a timeout on the field.
So again, it'll be first down and 10 from the 39. And why they have a timeout, folks, we want to remind you that next week we'll be right back here on TV20, where we'll have the termite action. We're going to try to go in the huddle and pick up what the coach is telling them on the George Monroe side.
Y'all got to step it up. Make tackles, make plays. Ain't y'all trying to get on defense and get some offense and move these balls. Look at the ball back. Let's go, man. Go to your position. Hungry, man. Get home. Hey, Brian, you ready, baby?
So their defensive coordinator for George Monroe, trying to fire up the troops.
You know, and that was Coach Sandy King, and the one thing that he mentioned to him was, hey, you got to get after the quarterback. You know, and after seeing Marv run down the right sideline last drive, you want to get after this kid and tackle him and bring him down. All right, back. Now we have a penalty on the play. You know, and prior to that penalty, it looks like Marvin was looking deep.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 yards, still first down.
And what they're telling you, folks, is they did not have enough men on the line of scrimmage. Somebody should have been up on that line to make it legal, and they didn't do that. So now it's going to be first down and 15.
You know, flank wide for CMHA, you got Antonio Patterson, #4, and number 82, Eli Carrington. Those are two of Marvin Conkl's favorite targets. Oh, in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Right to the house.
Pitch and catch. A pass from number 3, Donald Jackson.
Again, Donald Jackson wide open over the field. And first of all, when he first went to catch it, he had to really roil it in. He was having a rough time with it, but he stayed with it. And Donald Jackson, again, Cleveland Central Catholic, 9th grader. He's been very active over at the Lonnie Burton Center. You can see right here.
Yeah, and if you look at it, Donald Jackson had to step up in front of the cornerback who was covering him. And the kick is blocked.
So again, we're looking at a team that has just dominated here in the first half. And we knew coming in that they were an explosive offensive team, but realistically, folks, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't realize they had this kind of speed and athletic ability. I knew they were strong and good, but this team is by far one of the best teams we've had in Muni football, and I'm going back a good 20 years.
You know, it's a lot of playmakers on this team. If you look at it right now, the opening kickoff, Deion Floyd touchdown. Second touchdown, you had Antonio Patterson, who had a tremendous catch down the sideline. Third touchdown, you had Marvin Conklin, who scampered down the right sideline. Fourth touchdown, you got a strike down the middle of the field to Donald Jackson. I mean, this this team can score, you know, from any position on the field.
And the best thing about this team, folks, is when you look at this team, there are 35 players. 25 of them are honor roll students in school. Again, try to hold it, catch it, come back.
And that's number 2. It's Michael Mitchell Jr.
And he'll bring it back up to the 25.
You know, both of these programs really pride themselves on keeping a high standard when it comes to academics. And they really stay on their scholars to make sure they're maintaining grades. And I know I visited both camps. and went down there. And I've seen some of the star players, you know, sitting out of practice or doing, you know, doing study time, because they really do follow through on the academics and make sure that's a priority in their programs.
That has become so essential now today. And a lot of times people think football, it is a game of life lessons, but if you don't have education, we're wasting time here.
And off the right side, that's Poindexter. Hey, you had some good blocks from the right side of that line in this play. Javon Terry, Dwayne Bronax.
Deion Floyd on the stop.
Went right back to that right side.
I'm a little bit surprised that they got away from running behind that left tackle, because it seemed like in the beginning of the ball game, when they went behind Jamari Black and Justin King, they were making better yardage. But they've been running more right than left lately.
Yeah, the coach got to find a way to mix it up. And, you know, and I know Bullock, he's a veteran coach. He's been doing this for a long time. So at some point, he's just going to figure it out.
And he probably seeing something we're not seeing.
So we're back to a 3rd down and long. Zayt Mitchell lined up deep. Desmond Saints flanked out wide. And he's going over to Desmond. And a catch by Desmond.
All the way down to the 38-yard line. George Monroe said, "We can do it too." A nice catch by number 24 before he's finally brought down by number 6, Darrell Bedingfield.
And number 24, Desmond Saints, really exploded off the line of scrimmage. He got into a great route, got upfield. And this is something you always teach a young receiver. You want to get up there and high point the ball. You catch it at the highest peak, and you come down with it, and he had yards after the catch.
So 1st down and 10. We're on the 40.
Up the middle, big hole.
And still running and carrying him all the way down to the, they should be marking it close to the 32, maybe 33.
See, this is something that Coach Bullock wanted to get through. They wanted to try to move the clock, and they wanted to try to move the chains. They wanted to control the clock. They want to pick up 1st downs. They want to keep this defense on the field and try to wear them down. And that was probably the best run they've had this half.
You look at it right here, you can see the determination. Feet still moving. You got 5 players there trying to bring this young man down.
And Coach, Tim, like I said, Bullock is really seeing something we're not, because he's still going to that right side.
Coming this way.
Bad snap on the play.
So now it'll make it 3rd down.
See, these are the mistakes you can't have. You're looking at a 2nd down and 2, and you go from a 2nd down and 2 back to a 3rd down and long. And that's been the story of Monroe's day so far.
So 3rd down, we'll call it 7. 2.5 to go here in the half. Clock running. George Monroe trying to make a statement here toward the end of the half. Again, they're going up against the #1 defense.
Right there. Number 4.
You got a pitch on the play. Oh, and he faked it in the round. Yeah, that defender came right over the center's nose. You know, Lewis Terry. Lewis Terry has to do a better job of getting that snap off and getting down on blocking that guy. See, that right there disrupted the pitch. But it was a good job for the quarterback to stay in tune and get that pitch off to the running back, Poindexter.
So 4th down and 10. You got to think Bullock would probably go for it here.
Yeah, right now on the 40-yard line with 1:45 to go. You know, down 26, you got to take your chances right now. You got to go in halftime with some positives. Play action pass.
Looks again.
Yeah. Oh.
They were there, but there's flags all over the place. And looking at it, it looks like they're going to call interference on the defense.
The intended target on that play was Michael Mitchell Jr., an 8th grader from Warrensville Middle School.
So we'll go to Rick Beard for the call.
Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, let's take a look at it here, Coach.
All right, ball's in the air.
Oh, I see what they're saying.
Looks
He
like
got him with the body way before.
He had the body, he had that left arm in the back.
Yep, that was a good call by the officials.
Gonna make that call every time. Back to the right side.
Good again, he cuts it up. So they're running behind Brodniks, the right tackle, and Javante Floyd and Deion Floyd.
Yeah, Javon Terry and Brodax is really doing a good job of controlling the right side of that line. And when you got a downhill runner like Poindexter, it spells good for them.
Second down, clock runs, we're inside a minute.
Oh, they had the blitz on.
And they caught him. I don't know if they called it on the offense where he jumped. I think that he got intimidated by that defensive rusher.
Dead ball. False start. Offense.
You know, and after
second down.
You know, after seeing the big catch that Desmond Sainz had early in his drive, you can see CMHA right now shading that safety to his side. So they're paying him special attention right now. So I can see Monroe trying to take a shot. They have to watch out for number 8, Marvin Conkel, lurking back deep. The intended target on that pass was Thomas Poindexter, the running back. So he had some miscommunication there. He was trying to throw a block, but quarterback thought he was going out into a route.
So third down. We'll call it 9. 17 seconds to go. Again, at halftime, we have a special presentation on the field. We'll also be talking to both head coaches. And it looks like the rain has stopped, which is great news.
About a 39. Good pickup. And throw deep. Incomplete pass.
I'll tell you what, he got a heck of a block. I think it was by Poindexter, number 3. He'd have never got that throw off. Those are the kind of little things that you learn to appreciate as a coach.
You know, you got a running back that's been running as hard as Poindexter, and for him to step up and make that block to keep his quarterback upright and protected, you know, that's huge. And those are the little things that you don't notice. Those don't show up on the stat sheet, but those are the things that really helps the team.
So fourth down here in 10. Obviously, definitely are going to be going for it here.
Yeah, at this point, you know, you spread the field, you take a crack, and, you know, just try to get it to the end zone. You max protect, you get it off. And intercepted by the
incomplete pass. Quarterback is down, and it looked like he took a hit when he threw the ball. And again, we're looking at the Cleveland Clinic trainer. And again, her name, Peggy. I hope I have that right.
And he was set up. Yeah, he took a shot to the ribs after he released that pass.
You know, that's one of the things we really need to talk about. You know, the Cleveland Clinic this year really stepped up big. It's Patty Gehring who's the clinic, but this year, all season long at all the varsity games, they provided trainers out there to take care of the medical issues, and that was huge for us during this year.
Well, that was huge for us. Each Sunday during our varsity games, we had Cleveland Clinic, and and they did this out of kindness in their heart. They donated the services to us for these trainers. These trainers is very prompt. They're out there. They're tending. They're treating every injury. They're doing follow-up phone calls, finding out how the kids are doing during the week. So this is a great partnership that we look to have for a long time.
He threw it deep. He's looking to go to the end zone one more time.
And he stayed in bounds. Touchdown. Wow.
Oh, my.
Was that with 1 second left on the clock?
That was with 1 second on the clock.
And that's another touchdown pass to Antonio Patterson, number 4. This is a team that can strike from anywhere on the field. Unbelievable.
I'm a little bit surprised they threw it there. But again, they're looking deep. Downfield. And you can see here, one missed tackle. There's another missed tackle. Now he comes right there. It looks like maybe. Is that a step out right there?
No, if not, he did a great balancing act on that.
I'll tell you.
It was close. It was close. But he had great body control in the catch.
So that brings us to halftime, where it's been all CMHA Renegades. Well, folks, we'll be talking to the head coach of the CMHA team, Mike Hardaway, in a moment here. And then we'll also have a special presentation on the field. And again, our league director is going to be double duty here again. They make him do everything here. And again, we're going to go down to the field here, and as soon as we got us hooked up. Coach Mike Hardaway, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Coach, what a display. I mean, athletic, quickness, speed, power. And the biggest thing I pointed out to the folks earlier is your team is not only on the field sound, but off the field in the classroom academics. It's really been more of just a team. It's been a program.
Oh, yeah. We've worked to build. Mike Powers and Mike Mason left the program in good standing for me. And, we've just been building for 3 years, just taking us to the next level.
Hey, Coach, this is Jason Dunn, League Director.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey, one thing I've noticed out there is the defensive line and the speed that you have up front. Now, I notice you guys are not doing any blitzing at all, but you guys are creating tremendous pressure and really making it hard for Poindexter. What contributes to the defensive line doing the job they're doing today?
Man, we work every day in individual, man, staying low, firing off the ball. They got to do a better job because number 3, he's not quitting. He's continuing to run hard, so we got to put him down in the second half. And like I said again, man, just working our individual, working our moves, working our hands, and just staying low.
Well, Coach, we're not going to keep you much longer. We'll let you get in to see your kids, and good luck in the second
All right,
half.
Tim, Jason, thank you, guys.
You got it.
All right.
Okay, folks, stay with us, because when we come back, our league director has a very special presentation.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
Right now, we're going to go down to the field with Jason Dunn for a special presentation. Jason?
Hey, we're back here to the sideline of Collinwood Athletic Complex. Right now at halftime, what we're doing is we're honoring our Teen Mom of the Year. This is our first annual Teen Mom of the Year. And Team Mom of the Year, this is something that we kind of mocked off of what the Cleveland Browns and USA Football did last year. It was a pretty successful way of honoring those who play a behind-the-scenes role, those who's really important to the programs, and those unsung heroes. You know, the Team Mom, they don't get accolades when it comes to wins and losses, when it comes to the real reason why the teams are winning. But I just want to let this mom know that she's the real reason why this team is here today. She's not only a team mom, she serves as the player safety coach for her program. She's a mom to all. This is an incredible person. I've been watching her throughout the year. Now, the way the team mom was selected is we had coaches go online and they submitted forms to the league and they nominated their team moms. We narrowed it down. I think we had nearly, I'd say 25 submissions. We narrowed it down to 6 finalists. And after our 6 finalists, we put them on the website and we did open voting. After nearly 5,000 votes were casted and we tallied it up, we came up with our winner here today. And our Team Mom of the Year for the 2017 season is none other than George Monroe All-Star Zone, Marshea Coco Turman. So I want to present this plaque to her today as our Team Mom of the Year. And we just want to let you know how much we appreciate what you do for your community, for the league, and for the kids you service in the Miles area. So I got a few questions for you. What made you want to get involved and what brought you to the program?
Well, actually, what brought me to the program is I have a cheerleader on the team and I also have a termite on the team. And just being at the field every day, I just felt like it was more that I could do. Me being in the medical field, I already know that's my calling. So just being there for these kids, if they get hurt, if they need anything, taking that extra step just to help my coaches, to relieve them of their duties, well, not all duties, but some duties that I can't help with, hey, I was all for it. And I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, and we staying.
Yeah. So there you have it, our Team Mom of the Year for the 2017 season, Marshea Coco Turman.
Well, there you see it, the award being presented. And right now we're also going to be talking in a second here to the head coach of the George Monroe All-Stars. And again, it is James Bullock, and I know he appreciates what she's done to make this so much easier for her. And again, we'll talk to Coach Bullock, and it's the people behind the scenes that really make this go. And you can talk to all the people involved with Muni football, and they'll talk about all the volunteers and the people behind the scenes. They're the unsung heroes. And right now we're going to go down to the field, and we got the head coach of the George Monroe All-Stars, Mr. James Bullock, joining us. And again, you can see some of the fans and the signs and the things here supporting their kids. It's a tremendous opportunity for the kids to get here. But again, we are now talking to the head coach. Coach, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I hear you.
Coach, I know you got to feel disappointed, but realistically, your kids really have played tremendous playoff football up to today's point. I mean, realistically, you couldn't be more prouder of kids that really hung in there some tough games and really played well coming into today's game. But again, today it just seemed like everything fell apart in one stretch there.
It's been a little rough today, but the effort these kids gave all year, you're right. I'm so proud of them. They fought hard, and I just wanted to come out the second half and continue to fight. We didn't get here just to roll over and play dead. We put our shoes on just like they do. So we got to come out and fight in the second half, and just keep giving the effort. That's all. Play with some heart in here in the second half, and we'll be okay.
And folks at home, you're looking at James Bullock. He's been a veteran of the Muni Football League for years, an outstanding coach. Coach, I really want to say a big tribute of thanks for what you've done over the years for the kids in that area, because it's really been more than football with your organization.
Yes, it has, Tim. I had 2 sons come through Muni football and play with our organization. They've both been gone 6-7 years now. So for me, it's more than football. I feel I'm a father figure, I'm a mentor, and I'm out here to make sure all our boys continue to try to be better men out here.
Well, first of all, I want to wish you better luck in the second half. Please keep your head up. You've got a lot to be proud of because you've done a tremendous job with the kids in that neighborhood for years and years. And we pray that you stay with us and keep this going because a lot of kids are a lot better off today for what you have done.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that. We just gonna keep our head up and keep fighting here in the second half and get a fan something to go home to and smile about.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
James Bullock, the head coach at George Monroe, joining us here at halftime. Folks, when we come back, we'll have some more of Muni Football action.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to team-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back to Collinwood Field. We are underway here for the second half. And again, they immediately kick the ball off here. And again, when we're looking at the halftime stats, the story in itself, again, the CMHA team, big plays have been the difference. 217 yards to 56. And again, 21 plays to 9. George Monroe's had the ball the most, but the big plays have been the biggest difference here in the first half. So on a kickoff, kicking it out of bounds, they have three options here. One is they can make them re-kick it, push it back 5 yards, take it where it went out, or put it at midfield. They've decided to make them re-kick the ball here. Again, Jason Dunn, Tim Wells from Collinwood Field, Varsity Muni Football Championship, CMHA Renegades, and the George Monroe All-Stars.
And we're starting to see the sun peek through now.
So here we go. They'll pick it up right here at the 25, to the 30, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40. One man to beat. 10. Brought down from behind, but all the way down to the 8-yard line. Again, it was Christopher Dixon on the game, on that saving tackle of the touchdown.
Hey, and that was a good run back by Michael Mitchell Jr. And along the way, he picked up two tremendous blocks that kind of sprung him out. And here he is here. He bobbled with it a little bit. He waited, probed, hit that sideline. And you always teach a young runner, always have that ball in the hand closest to the sideline. So if the defense punched the ball out, it goes out of bounds. You know, about the 25, he stuck the stiff arm out there, gained an additional 10 before he was taken down.
So it'll be 1st and goal. They'll start him at the, looks like 9-yard line.
And there's the play action.
It's going to cut right back and get right back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all. Again, Torian Hughes on the tackle.
And Zad Abdullah, he really improvised and he turned something into nothing. I mean, nothing into something. And George Monroe's quarterback, number 6, Zayed Abdullah, he's a kid that finished in the top 10 in the league in scoring. So he's familiar with the end zone. This is a kid who can get him there.
2nd down and goal. Handoff. Poindexter again. CMHA. Coach had told us at halftime they need to focus on making good tackles on 3 because he's not going to stop. Hard runner and determined.
You know, they'll give him forward progress on that, so he should have at least a 1-yard pickup on there.
third down.
Cross buck. And you know, they're coming out this half and they're still going back to the right side of that line. And the quarterback gives a fake. And just your traditional cross buck. And we still have some mishandling on the exchange, but once again, Poindexter was able to get control of that ball and get upfield for a few yards.
So 4th down and goal.
Back to the right side.
And again, they'll come up with another stop, but they'll make it all the way down to the 6-yard line. But the CMHA Renegades will take over on downs.
And you know what, Tim? I kind of question Coach Bullock's thought process going into this 4th down. You know, you got the big tight end who's really been untargeted this game. And, you know, it's Tyler Boga, number 4. This is a kid who can get in the end zone as well. So, you know, just putting the ball in there and pulling it back out and just trying to throw it to him over the top.
Yeah, and you're right, Jason. You think, well, here, what's the worst that can happen? You get a little turnover. You know, you're down in your own end zone, but realistically, you're not being able to move the ball there because they're thinking run. This would have been a fine opportunity to hit that tight end. Well, CMHA will, again, take over the ball on the 6-yard line. This will be their first possession here in the second half.
We got a fumble on the play.
There is a fumble on the play. No signal yet. And they're saying CMHA did recover. So it's 2nd down and 9.
The up back for CMHA is number 1, Deion Floyd. And he'll get the ball up to the left side.
There's a fumble, and I believe they did. George Monroe, Michael Mitchell with the steal for George Monroe. So a turnover, and I believe that's the first one of the ball game.
And if you look at here, Deion Floyd powered right up the middle. Oh, he just got a hand in there and he stripped it out. Just took it from him.
Yes, he did.
Great heads up play by Michael Mitchell.
So 1st down and 10. Clock runs. In the backfield, nothing doing. They're keying on him now.
Way too many white jerseys in that backfield.
Yeah, they're keying on 3. They got to go to that tight end, Coach.
Yeah, they got to find a way to get some of the other playmakers involved in the game. Because, you know, right now, you know, Coach Hardaway and his staff, he knows who's the main ball carrier. And right now they're keying on him. They're pinning their ears back and going. You know, it's just simple as sticking that ball in there and pulling it back out. You know, find that tight end.
Second down, 11.
Hey, but I can't say George Monroe has come out with a lot of energy this half. You get the big kickoff return, and then you get the turnover. You got 2 backs in the backfield. Flare out to the running back.
A nice catch, and again, they went to Poindexter, but Bedingfield was right there.
Hey, Thomas Poindexter, every down player. know, Zaire Abdullah, you know, he really did a good job of really waiting till that running back got out there and got free, because he almost double clutched the ball and waited for him to clear the, you know, the linebacker before he released it.
3rd down and 2.
You have to pick up a 1st down on this down here. Ball is on the carpet.
And it's a turnover. CMHA recovers. So the turnovers even out. And again, it was Kenneth Fleshman from CMHA recovers the fumble.
Yeah, another missed exchange there. You know, he made his pocket, and you know, yeah, just hit him right off the bottom of his shoulder pad and popped out. We've seen a lot of that today.
1st down and 10. Looks to throw deep. And incomplete.
The intended target on that play was Eli Carrington. He's been targeted quite often this game. But the defender was in an excellent position to break that pass up.
Second down 10. 3rd quarter action from Collinwood Athletic Complex.
We have a late substitute here. Run out on the field is Joseph Lewis for George Monroe, defensive end.
A bad snap, he picks it up, and he's going to run from the outside, and he's gone.
Hold up, Tim. It's laundry on the field.
There is a flag on the play, and there's 2 flags. And usually when it's by the line of scrimmage, it's definitely going to be a hold. And they're walking back. So they're calling them back, so it's definitely on the offense. Let's see if we can pick it up here.
Oh, right in the upper part of the screen.
Yeah, there it was. There was the hold. So it was a good call by the official.
Yeah, almost tackled the guy.
Blocking the back. Got a block in the back on the offense.
Oh, yeah.
10 yards from the spot. Replay, check it down.
3. Yeah, Donald Jackson. He's the guilty party on that one.
So clock runs here. So a penalty, a big penalty that cost them.
You know, and that's just the break the defense needed. You know, defense want to try to get out of this quarter without giving up any more points. You know, they did have a big turnover last drive, so they're going to be looking to be aggressive here.
Looking to throw. And he was there. A good job by the defense. Number 21, Therese Smith.
And that was bang, bang. That's a heads-up play by the safety. And you always teach your safety to stay deeper than the receiver. You know, and playing safety is similar to playing outfield in baseball. When that ball goes in the air, first step back, you can always come up and regroup.
So that play brings us to the end of the third quarter. Again, you are watching Cleveland Muni football varsity. Again, Tyrese Smith was the safety from George Monroe. The young man from Harvard Academy was captain of this team. Now, I got an issue with who he picks, though, as his favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Boo.
Yeah. But listen, I understand it. He's in black and gold. Maybe give him a little slack.
Hey, but when you look at him, look at the position he plays, and his favorite player is Jabril Peppers. You know, another young, feisty safety.
Well, you know, we see that more often than not, where kids pick the positions that they play as their role models.
You know, that's always good. You know, these kids go out there and they study the craft. They go out there and they watch position they play, and they try to figure out how to better themselves in its position.
So we got third down and 12. Again, another huge run for Deion Floyd.
Deion Floyd, last year's MVP. And he earned MVP honors last year by ripping off big games like the one we just seen.
You know, we talked about him in the beginning about the speed and the middle school track records and everything here. And again, you're looking at the special camera from TV20 above the sky for us.
And this kid is a pleasure to watch in the open field. And his favorite player is Ezekiel Elliott. You know, former Buckeye.
And again, they came on the blitz, and they got Conkle for a sack. Again, on the sack was Javon Terry, the left defensive tackle.
Yeah, as a quarterback, you know, you're staring at the blitz, and you see that linebacker coming. You got to kind of slow things down and slide the protection to the right so that you can account for that blitzing linebacker. It's part of the learning process of a young quarterback.
Second down, we'll call it 12.
Fullback dive.
Again on the tackle, Javon Terry makes it. They pick up the first down there.
Yep, and that was number 9, Raphael Williams, the E-Prep student, 8th grader.
First down and 10. Clock runs. I didn't think so. They're going to throw deep, and they burned them. Touchdown, CMHA.
And that's Marvin going back to his favorite target again. Marvin Conco to Eli Carrington.
And again, you can see he got behind him. The back took his eye off the ball, and there's Carrington for the easy score.
He made a pretty good cut in the open field with that safety coming at an angle. The kick is no good.
So again, the CMHA Renegades show their athletic ability and speed. And again, the varsity, you can tell many of these kids that we're seeing today, Jason, we will not see a year from now. They'll be on the high school scene. And if a high school coach isn't grabbing some of these guys up, they better put him in the blind school somewhere, because they definitely got a lot of talented kids. They got the good grades. They're solid kids. And I guarantee we're going to hear these names on the high school scene in the very near future.
Oh, yeah. And you look at it today, the scoreboard is not in the favor of George Monroe, but when you look at George Monroe's roster, they roster a lot of 6th and 7th graders, which means a lot of these kids will be right back here next year.
Spin move. And then all the way out to the 37-yard line.
You know, this is something you look at all levels of sports. When you look at experience versus inexperience, this Renegades team, you know, they're defending champs. They've been here before. You know, some of these kids have been here multiple times, you know, and you look at George Monroe, a program that's just getting back on the radar with all these 6th and 7th graders. So you'll think that they'll keep the core of this team together and be right back in this position again next year.
First and 10, George Monroe on their own 36. Zaid Abdullah in nothing but a whole host of defensive pass rush. And again, Ralphiel Williams, Darrell Bedingfield.
You had a breakdown as a quarterback. You know, it started off with good protection, then you had a breakdown. He held on to the ball a little too long. So, you know, at some point you got to get rid of it.
And this will be offsides on the defense.
Neutral zone infraction on the defense. 5 yards, still gonna be second down.
You know, looking at Monroe, you know, you teach your kids to play to the last whistle. So you just go out there, you keep blocking, you keep tackling, you keep trying to pick up yards.
Poindexter spin move, cuts across the middle, picks up about 9 yards. Torrey Hughes on the tackle.
You know, it's Thomas Poindexter, and he shows you what he can do in the open field. One-handed catch, spin move. He's breaking tackles, he's still running. I mean, this kid has played incredibly well all game, run hard all game.
Folks, we'll be right back with the conclusion of the varsity championship game here from Collinwood Field.
Become a professional American Red Cross certified lifeguard today. You must be at least 15 years of age, be able to swim 500 yards nonstop, retrieve a 10-pound weight from the bottom of a pool, and pass a written test. Lifeguard training classes are signing up right now. For more information, call 664-3018. That's 664-3018.
Welcome back to Collinwood Field. We're still in fourth quarter action, 1:27 to go. George Monroe with the football. So it'll be fourth down. And again, this should wrap it up pretty much.
Yeah, on that last carry, you had number 2, Michael Mitchell Jr.
A fumble.
Fumble on the play.
Touchdown CMHA on the fumble recovery.
And that recovery was made by number 3, Donald Jackson, and that's the freshman at Cleveland Central Catholic High School. Yeah, the quarterback rolled out. You had a quarterback change, and he just lost the ball. It was a good heads-up play by the defense to scoop and score.
So this play ends the ball game right here, folks. And again, it's been all CMHA Renegades. And again, stay with us, because when we come back, Jason Dunn and Joe Wise will be on the field for the introduction of the post-game ceremony awards. We'll be right back.
Car crashes, accidents. We're telling you why be next.
So listen to us. Don't drive and text.
Keep Cleveland safe and do not text when you drive.
When severe weather strikes or when streetlights go out, vehicles blocking intersections can make it difficult for emergency vehicles to pass and can cause traffic gridlock. To create more safe and efficient streets, the City of Cleveland and TV20 are asking you to don't block the box.
Right now, we're going to go down to the field where Joe Wise and Jason Dunn will be presenting the postseason, the post-game awards for our champions and our runner-ups. Joe?
Welcome to Collinwood Athletic Facility. I'm Joe Wise with TV20, here with the trophy presentation and the league commissioner, Jason Dunn, with 2017 runner-up team in the varsity championship game, the George Monroe All-Stars.
Hey, first off, I want to congratulate the George Monroe All-Stars for making it to the last game of the season. All right, George Monroe All-Stars, you guys had an incredible season. You guys have a lot to hang your hat on. You guys have an excellent support staff, excellent coaches, and you guys played together as a team today, and you rallied one another and you supported one another all the way to the finish. So I congratulate you guys for that today. So we want to present the George Monroe All-Stars with the 2017 Varsity Division Championship Game runner-up. Coach Billick. Hey, Coach Bullock, let's talk about the season. You know, you guys pretty much were the underdog for most of the year. You guys had, once again, a tremendous season. You guys finished the year strong. Out of 20 programs, you was one of the last 2 standing. Just tell me about the team and how you guys got to this point today.
Well, you heard it. It's been a lot of work for us this year. Since the first day, June 8th, I told these kids, I might have saw them for 30 minutes. And I saw some of the character early, and I knew we had a chance to finish strong this year. You know, it helped not being ranked in the preseason, so I got a little bit more motivation to, get here today. probably been my best year coaching out of the 15 years I've been out here, just because of the great group of kids we have on this team and my coaching staff. They work so hard. You know, we have four 14-year-olds on this team. Everybody else is 11, 12, and 13. So we got a lot of talent coming back, and we'll be back next year.
Now, we look at the roster, you have a lot of sixth graders and seventh graders. But let's talk about the support staff you guys have. You guys have a tremendous and incredible following. Every field we go to, we see a sea of black and gold, and your parents really support this program. Let's talk about these parents.
These parents, some of the best, man, all the time. You give it up for them. They keep us going. You know, we did a lot of things for the kids this year. The parents are there in the cold when it's hot, you know, doing a little extra, bringing sandwiches, bringing food, you know, doing whatever they need for our kids to maintain and get better and perform on this field out here. We also have our concession stand that we run, and it keeps us going, provide food for the whole organization. I think we got probably the top coordinator in the league over here in Mike Moreau. He really gives it back to our organization. So that pretty much where it starts with him. And you figure when your leader bringing it like that, it only can have a domino effect. And, you know, that's why we all are family over here. We more than just George Monroe All-Stars. We the family George Monroe All-Stars. And we keep working together. As long as we're working together, our kids going to keep improving, and we'll keep putting a contender out here on this field.
Hey, there we go. 2017 runner-ups, George Monroe All-Stars.
Thank you, George Monroe. And now, your 2017 varsity champions, once again, your CMHA Field Column Renegades. Commissioner, here's the trophy presentation for first place to the championship team. Coach Hardaway, congratulations.
I'm now standing here with Coach Hardaway and your 2017 champion CMHA Renegades. All I can say is here we go again, Coach. Back at it. Defending champs, you guys came out here with almost like a chip on your shoulder, as if you guys wasn't here last year. You know, I commend you for the job that you've done, your support staff, your coordinator, and this incredible group of kids you got back here.
No doubt about it. Man, my kids are the best in the world. I tell anybody, I brag on these kids like I brag on my own son. I love these guys, man. They work hard. They give us 150% every day, day in and day out. I mean, we've been rolling really since April 1st, since flag football started, and we just worked on getting better. We want to be a better passing football team, and man, I mean, we just worked our butt off. I'm so proud of these guys, man.
Okay, and you guys definitely, you know, like I said, you had a bunch of talent on the team. Let's talk about what your kids are doing in the classroom. You know, after we looked over grades this year, you had a lot of kids on this staff, in this program that had honor roll and merit roll. So let's talk about what you guys are doing with academics and how you guys are breeding scholars into football this year.
You know, the number one thing you got to do to be a renegade is that you got to be a student athlete. You know what I mean? There's no football without being a student first, man. I want to thank the parents. You know, they press and push, and we just reinforce what they talk about. So I want to thank our parents, and I want to thank these great young men for being academic all-stars first and foremost.
Okay. And there we have it. 2017 Varsity Division champions, CMHA Renegades. Now hold on. Now, hey, we still got a few more trophies to pass out. So I'm gonna hand this right here to Coach Hardaway. Okay, one second, fellas. Okay. Now, with the presentation of our defensive MVP of the game, with 12 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 knockdowns, and numerous quarterback pressures, Daryl Benningfield.
It's Darrell Bedingfield. Yo, for 7 years straight, y'all been saying Daryl Bedingfield. It's not that.
Darrell Benningfield. Hey,
Thank you.
you had a tremendous game out there today. What was your mindset going into this championship game today?
It's the last game of the season, last game in Muni League. Had to come up, show out. Plain and simple.
Okay. Last game in Muni League for him. Can you kind of hint where you going to high school at?
I don't know. Eds, Benny, Ignatius, who won it? Whoever get the best offer.
There you go, Bedingfield, your 2017 Defensive MVP. Now, with the presentation of the 2017 Offensive MVP Award. Read off this stat line.
I don't know who this might be.
This kid went 5 for 6, 221 yards passing, 32 yards rushing, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 extra point kick, and a total of 5 touchdowns. Marvin Conco.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah, Marv.
Marvin, that was a real stat stuffer for you today. You know, I've kind of followed Drew all year. You know, you was one of the kids that went down, took a trip to Florida with us doing flag football. You played spring flag football with us this year. You know, tell us what it's been like to be a Renegade and your mindset going into today's game.
It's been great. Like, I've been playing for 3 years with Coach Hardaway, and I've been to a championship every year. The best coaching staff in Muni.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you that question because I'm pretty sure this is your last Muni League game, right?
Yeah.
Can you hint towards your high school choice?
I'm thinking Benedictine.
Benedictine? And there we have it, your 2017 Offensive Player of the Game, Marvin Conco.
There you have it. Your 2017 Varsity champions here from Collinwood Field. Back to Tim Wells up in the booth.
Well, folks, there you have it. The 2 teams that made here to the finals today for the Muni Football Varsity Championship game. We do want to remind you that next week we'll be right back here on TV20 for all-star action, starting with the young ones, 6 to 8, the Termite Division. But before we leave, we want to take a look at some of the faces, some of the great plays that were part of the 2017 Varsity Championship game. Good night, everyone.
Step it up. Make tackles, make plays. You got to get on defense.